What's up, everybody? How's it going? Austin Practical, Practical Performance, coming at you live. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, everybody. Hope you're having an amazing weekend, or week. Sorry, an amazing week. I had something pop up on my live that was like saying some stuff about it being like restricted or not working right or something. But anyways, that's besides the point. Today, I'm going to be talking a little bit about a client of mine. If you guys didn't see it on my story already or on my feed, her name's Ashley. And yeah, she kicks some ass, to just kind of put it, I guess, bluntly. And it's one of those things where it's just like, super freaking crazy how whenever you start to whenever you prioritize self-care, like you almost like, I don't know, like it a switch gets turned on and you're able to improve your life a lot more, just because like just to kind of like, I guess, put it like kind of like the general like topic of this live is going to be a lot of it's just like the importance of self-care, honestly. And it's something that a lot of moms, and parents in general, struggle with. A lot of people struggle with self-care, like almost everybody does, but especially parents. That's something that seems to be a bit of a weakness with parents, and not in a bad way either. It's from a very like selfless place, that a lot of parents deal with this. And my client Ashley was no different, and she honestly, just really like knocked it out of the park in terms of being in the program and working together. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about what she was able to accomplish. We worked together for 12 weeks, and she was able to lose 8 pounds and recomped her body like crazy. It's one of those things where, yeah, it's one of those things again, the importance of body recomposition and the importance of not overemphasizing the importance of the scale, the number on the scale, because like, yeah, she lost 8 pounds, but she also gained a bunch of muscle and recomped her body, and is like a hell of a lot stronger than she was coming into it. She, was dealing with like diastasis recti, from her previous pregnancy, and that's basically where like the separation of your abdominal muscles happens because of being pregnant. And that's something a lot of moms deal with, and a lot of moms struggle with bouncing kind of back from and working on that and dealing with body image issues and things like that, just because it morphs the way your body kind of looks, at least for a period of time. Sometimes it's one of those things that you can work on and you can build back up, and over time you can bring it back, if you're diligent about it. But it's one of those other things too, like it doesn't happen for everybody. And so yeah, so she was able to improve that. She was able to tone up her stomach, was able to rehab her diastasis recti, and we were able to like go full force into building that back up. And that was something that that was a big focus that I feel like we did a really good job of, and that she did a really good job of, and made it and took it very seriously, which was awesome. And I just want to talk about, like, honestly, if anybody, if Ashley can do it, anybody who is watching this right now can make their fitness a priority. She is one of the most like insanely hardworking people I have ever met. Like, seriously, like I don't know how she does it, between being a mother of three, who still spends plenty of time and then some with her family, a full-time employee, that works herself like just works like crazy, and like was still able to make her fitness a priority. She was still able to get anywhere from like 4 to 6 workouts a week in, and cardio, when needed. And like, it's like, if she can do all those things, like any of us any of us can do and make our fitness more of a priority. It just like, it's a matter of how bad do you want it and how much of a priority are you going to make it in your life. And I think that, especially, when it came to her, like that was it was time. And so I just want to kind of open with that, I guess, because it's just crazy, like the what you can do if you really set your mind to it and you really want it for yourself. And so for her, like she is somebody that is just like always just like give, 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 give. And coming back to that whole self-care thing, and the whole concept of filling up your own cup, you can only pour so much and give so much of yourself, to the world, to your family, to your job, to whatever it may be, before you are gonna dry out that cup. Before you can only pour for so long and long and long, and eventually you're gonna run out of I guess energy to like kind of put into things, before you burn out, or before you start to really start to see the cracks in that foundation of you. And what happens with a lot of parents, with a lot of us, we're trying to give so much of ourselves to our kids, to our family, to our our work and stuff, like I just kind of said. And it comes to a point where you're giving so much and you're not taking time to work on yourself, or to like give back to yourself and to like refill that cup, that you start to things kind of start to get a little iffy. You start to get a little like, the cracks start to come into the foundation, and you start to kind of not purposefully like kind of half-ass life in those other areas. It's just you're so drained and you're so like like exhausted from like giving so much, that it comes to the point where you do you need to have that self-care. Otherwise you're going to burn out, or you start to maybe not make as many healthy choices for yourself, or like you stop working out or things like that. And so it was about damn time for her, and she wanted that for herself, and she made it a priority. And like self-care is super important, and it's hard for somebody who is used to giving so much to take and take some time for yourself. And it's one of those things like it in the long run, it's so worth it, because like you take that time to work on yourself, and you take that time for self-care, and you take that time to fill up your own cup, and then you're able to give your all again. You're able to recharge, refresh yourself. And so fitness and health and nutrition, in this instance, is a form of self-care. It's a form of self-care that you can utilize and work on your mindset, work on your physical self as well. And it's just the benefits of that just go such a long way. And so rather than give, 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 and then burn out in sort of like a short-term aspect, going for that self-care every week, and making sure that you're taking time for yourself, like that's going to ensure long-term success and happiness in your life, and like living a healthier, longer life too. And so that was the main focus, and that was one of the biggest things that she really wanted to work on. And like I think I don't think, I know that she knocked it out of the park and improved her mindset, and kind of found that being in a perfectionist mindset is not the way to go for the most part, and that you can be happy, and that you can be proud of yourself for progressing, not necessarily perfecting something, progressing at something and not being perfect. Because when it comes to fitness and nutrition, you're not going to be perfect at it at the beginning. That's something that a lot of people struggle with, that have a perfectionist mindset, is like they want to be the best at it. And it's one of those things that's like me being like, I want to be the world's best home run hitter, and then I go step on a baseball field and I don't hit a home run. I'm like, well, why didn't I hit a home? I want to be a home run hitter. And it's like, it's one of those things that it's hard to deal with not being awesome at something when all you want to do is be like, you want to give it your best, and it comes from a good place. It's just it's hard for your mindset to handle that, and to be happy and to push onward with your goals if you're coming at it from that kind of an angle. And I think that that's something that we really worked on. I think that's something that she's really proud of as well, that she was able to work through. And like just the there's a physical transformation, but like the mindset transformation, I think is the biggest like win out of this whole thing. And she was able to eat foods around the holidays, eat her foods that she wanted to eat during the holidays, was able to go out on date nights and things like that, and enjoy foods, and still lose weight sustainably. And I think it's one of those things where like you really like working on that like relationship with food, and understanding that like yes, some foods are like how like there's healthy and unhealthy, but like looking at it like rather than like categorizing things in that way, and looking at things as being more like things are okay in moderation, or nutrient dense versus kind of nutrient empty, or calorically dense versus calorie kind of empty. Like that's a much better way of going about it. And I think that that's something that like the benefits of flexible dieting and learning about how to like track your macros and stuff, and what's in certain foods, that just goes such a long way in broadening your like horizons, and like knowledge is power kind of thing. Like the more you understand about something, the more like comfortable you are with it. And so that was just another big thing. Like, and it was just really like, honestly, like working with one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life. Like it was a like pleasure. It was just an amazing experience. And I know that she's going to be able to carry that on, going forward. And, once she reaches a certain point, if she like, it's one of those things, like I love working with people in this way because they learn how to learn and grow on their own eventually. And then on top of that, there may be a new goal in the future too. And it's one of those things where it's like there's always something that you can strive towards when it comes to working on your mental, like working on your mindset, working on your fitness. There's always new goals to strive towards. And so I think that that's going to be kind of what's next in the future. But I feel super like confident in her abilities to do whatever she wants to do and crush those goals as they come along, because like she now has a lot of the tools that she needs in order to make that happen and in order to make that a reality. And I think that's really, really cool. So yeah. And so yeah, and the other thing too is like kind of like a way to end this is, if she, like I said earlier, if she could do all those things, and being a full-time employee, being a full-time and being like a mom of three, and like oftentimes with parenthood, sometimes your sleep gets messed up because your kids stay up later, or there's like a kid gets sick or something like that. Like be adaptive. Be adaptive. That's something that really, really like also stood out to me whenever I was working with her. It's just that the adaptability, like, never did I hear her make really any excuses at all when working together. It's just like, hey, like this happened, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make up my workout the next day. I'm gonna do this, and like I'm gonna get it in this weekend no matter what, or this week no matter what, because like this is a priority for me, and this is self-care, and this is important to me. And not letting a missed workout turn into feeling bad for yourself, rather than a missed workout turning into, well, I'm gonna make that up whenever I have the time this week. And she did it too. And so be adaptive. Be adaptive, because parenthood is messy, and being a full-time employee is messy sometimes, and life is messy, and the more adaptive you are, the better off you're going to be. So I just want to say congrats to her, and I wish her the best, and I'm so excited to see what else she's going to accomplish. And if she watches this later, I just want you to know that I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate your time working together, and I'm looking forward to see what else you can do. So that's my life for today. Just wanted to share a little bit of a story about my client today, and just how much how much of a badass she is. So that's my live for today, everybody. I hope you got some value from this. I hope this was helpful. Yeah, and if you got value from this, or if you know somebody who is a mom or a parent, or somebody who's just stressed out and like needs self-care and needs to take that time for themselves, go ahead and share this with them. Let them know that self-care is important. Self-care should be a priority for everybody. It's in some capacity, because we need self-care, whatever form it may be. It may not be fitness or nutrition or whatever it may be. It might be meditation, or it might be a hobby of yours that you really enjoy, that is relaxing to you, and it brings you joy and happiness, and it kind of recharges you. If you don't have something like that, find that something, because that's going to be a key to your happiness. But yeah, if somebody that needs to hear this, that self-care is important, that self-care should be a priority in their lives, share this video with them, send it to them, let them know that it is important. So that's my life for today. If you got value, give this a like. Hashtag replay if you're watching this at a later time. I appreciate the heck out of everybody, and I hope that you have an amazing Tuesday, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody.